Good afternoon, friends. It's Tuesday, October 13th, and time for a daily reflection. Last week I teased you with information about flu shots. Well, here's the backstory. On Monday, I drove over to Kaiser for the drive-through flu shot location. I was the only car there at the time, so I got the full treatment. The first nurse asked me for my ID number, plugged it into the computer, and then asked if this was the first time I was getting a flu shot. I said yes. She really seemed a little flustered. So then she started asking questions. Had my doctor told me not to get flu shots in the past? No, I replied. Was I afraid of needles? No, I had never had that fear. Well, since this is your first time, she said, when we finish, we're going to ask you to pull over there, park, and then after about 10 minutes, one of us will come over and check on you. Well, now that got me to think, what might happen to me? I've heard those horror stories of people getting sick after the flu shots, or running a temperature of like 101, and all sorts of bad things. I wondered what was going to happen to me. I also then asked her for the senior dose. She's looking me straight in the eyes and she says, you're not old enough. Oh, you are old enough for that. Wow. How do you keep yourself looking so young? She asked. I asked her if she was working for tips. No need to compliment me falsely. The other nurse who was there recognized me and was astonished that this was my first time. But don't you usually work with a lot of preschoolers? You know, the ones that are always sick? I said, yes, I do. But I've been generally healthy all of my life. I get a cold now and then. And usually they last about a week, 10 days, but nothing serious. And every once in a while I'll get a cold that'll keep me down for a day of sleeping, but that's unusual. Why now then, was the next question. She said, after all, you're probably not having all that contact with the preschoolers. Are they even in session? And I said, yes, they are, but they're staying in their pods. And no, we're not doing chapel times as we had in the past. I just said, honestly, with all the stuff going on about COVID-19, and I don't expect to catch that, but I said I had heard the flu shot would ensure that I didn't get the dudemics, the cold and COVID-19 stuff. Okay, so I get my shot. And the conversation continued for a while. The nurse who knows me well was trying to process this new information about me. She asked me lots of questions like, what food do I eat? What exercise do I do? Do I drink much alcohol? What do I drink? All in rapid succession. I didn't have a chance to answer anything. I told her that I eat mostly whatever I want to. What's your favorite lunch? She asked. Well, Habit hamburgers or a meatball sandwich if I can get it. I don't drink much alcohol, wine on Sunday mornings, and a beer or two a year. Exercise? I said, well, pushing 66 was significant, and I thought enough. She gave me that look. You know the one where the daggers come flying out at you. No, really? Are you sure you shouldn't be doing more? I know that look. I get it every once in a while. But then again, what do you expect from someone who is so fluent in sarcasm? Now I was asked to go park over there and wait for the 10 minutes. And about that time later, the first nurse came over, and I think she had a doctor in tow with her. The nurse asked if I was feeling okay. Any shortness of breath? No, I'm good. Okay, fine. The doctor then asked if he could ask me a few questions. I said, sure, why not? Once again, it was, you've never had a flu shot before? No. Doctor has never told you not to get a flu shot? No. It's not because of an allergy, is it? No. Well, the records were indicating that you're in that age group that should be getting flu shots every year. No, this is really the first one that I know about. Have you ever gotten the flu? Well, if I have, I answered, then it's been an extremely mild case and I've never realized it. Ever miss work? He asked. Oh, not because I'm sick with the flu or anything else. He seemed a little surprised. Then why this year did you change your practice? Now, these questions were beginning to feel like an interrogation. As I told the nurse earlier, this COVID-19 pandemic is a little worrisome to me. I heard that the flu shot lessens the effects if I caught the flu, and while I don't think I've ever had one, I don't want them to be significant this year. And I'm not sure what I would do if I did catch COVID-19, but I sure don't want to have both of them at the same time. He seemed satisfied and said thank you, and I said thank you and drove away. Well, yesterday, Joan asked me if I'd gotten the flu shot, and I said yes. Any side effects from it? No, I replied. Nothing happened. No temperature? No. Any pain in your shoulder? No. I told her that I did a little bit of work in the garage last Monday afternoon. Maybe that helped just keep it loose or something. And then I told her I never even felt the needle, really. It just went in and out. I must have used the sharp needles on me that day. I'm sharing this story about getting the flu shot I shared this story rather with others, about me getting the flu shot with others, and some of them have known me for a long time. And the response has been generally the same. What? You got a flu shot? I thought you never did that. Yeah, I know. It's hard being the only living dinosaur who doesn't get a flu shot, I guess. On the other hand, it makes sense to take precautions. I know that the flu is not like COVID-19. The former not as deadly as the latter, no matter what some will try to tell you. And while I don't believe I'm afraid of either one of them, I do realize that COVID is more dangerous and debilitating, if not deadly. So yes, when a vaccine is available and certified by health professionals, I'll get in line to get my doses. Because I still remember going to a school on a couple of Sundays back when I was a little tyke, when we got sugar cubes that were coated with some kind of vaccine. I think it was for polio. I also have a vague memory of my family doctor giving me that huge dose of vaccines when I was even younger, before heading off to kindergarten. It wasn't like I had either a voice or a vote in the issue, but I got them anyway. And I do understand that those shots and that sugar cube prevented me from having all sorts of maladies in my life. It makes sense for me to do what you can to keep yourself healthy, even if I do get those glaring looks about not exercising as much as everybody else wants me to. So the next moment I know, I'll be getting the pneumonia shot. And when my doctor clears me, I'll go get the shingles shot, when she tells me I've been shingles-free long enough. Why not? Might as well take care and be preventative when things are there. Because it's prevention that makes the difference. It's prevention that causes me to wear a mask. It's prevention, I hope, that will cause you also to wear a mask. If not for yourself, then certainly for those who are around you. I don't know if it works, but Dr. Fauci tells me it does, so I'll take care of it. Hey, I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. It's still Holy Week according to our gospel reading, even though we're in the middle of October, moving toward Reformation Sunday in a couple of weeks. I look forward to seeing you, or at least seeing your name scroll up on the screens. And remember, please, until then, and even after, wash your hands a couple of times a day, 20 seconds at a time. Use hand lotion to keep them nice and soft so that your loved ones will be willing to hold hands with you. Stay home if you're sick. That's where Joan is today, struggling with a cough and a cold, but still homesick. Love one another. And that's why we do things like wear masks when we're out in public, because we love others. If you're with your family, don't worry about that 6-foot physical distancing. Get close and hug one another. But when you're not with family, keep them at more than arm's length away. And of course, as Sergeant Esther House says, be careful out there. See you tomorrow.